Hi everyone and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be doing a full body workout. So you're just going to start lying down onto your backs for me. Knees bent, feet hip distance apart, and just reaching your arms long down by your side, pulling those shoulders away from your ears. From here, take a big inhale in, digging those heels into the mat. And then exhale, tilt through your pelvis and slowly send your hip bones up towards the ceiling. Hold for a second on your inhale, and then slowly roll yourself back down on your exhale, making sure you move one vertebrae at a time. Inhale in at the bottom, dig those heels, and then exhale, we send our hip bones up, squeezing the glutes. Making sure that as you do this, you're just rolling through one vertebrae at a time, like a little Mexican wave. You're constantly thinking of pressing those heels into the mat, so we're activating the backs of our legs, and keep your rib cage nice and pinched. On your next one, you're gonna hold it up for me. So hold it up, make sure your shoulders, hips, knees are in this nice diagonal. You're pressing your thigh bones away. Inhale in, hinge at the hip bone, come halfway down. Exhale, squeeze, lift, and then squeeze your inner thighs together, come back through to center. So we inhale halfway, exhale, squeeze, lift, press those inner thighs together, and then release. So you inhale, exhale, squeeze, release. So starting to get the backs of our legs, so our hamstrings nice and warm, working into our inner thighs. So with this move, you're hinging at the hip bone as you do your half sort of squat. And then as you squeeze your inner thighs together, make sure you're not rolling to the outside or the inside of your feet. You're keeping all four corners of your feet nice and stable on the mat. So almost pressing the outside of your feet even harder into the mat. And it's gonna really start making sure you're working those inner thighs as opposed to just rolling your knees in. Keep those shoulder blades away from your ears. Arms are nice and long. We've got 4. Nice, everyone. And 3. Keep squeezing those glutes. 2. And last one, slowly roll yourself all the way down, keeping your right heel where it is. You may want to shuffle it in closer a little bit if you want to make it slightly easier. Bring your left leg to tabletop. From here, take an inhale, pelvic floor lifts. Exhale, send your hip bones back up to the ceiling. From here, you're going to inhale lower, exhale lift. This time you shoot that left leg long, pull back in. So you inhale halfway, exhale lift, press that left leg long, pull back in. So inhale, exhale, press and in. So keeping those hip bones the same height, so you really want to squeeze into that right glute now to stabilize you. Keeping those shoulder blades away from your ears. We've got 4. Remember to breathe. Let's go 3. Nice, everyone. 2 more. On 1, bring that left leg back to tabletop, give me 4 pulses, lower and lift for 4. Squeeze into that right glute, 3. And breathe, 2. And last one, slowly roll yourself all the way down, planting that left foot back onto the mat, right leg comes up into tabletop. When you're ready, arms are long, inhale in, exhale, we send our hip bones up. So we inhale halfway, exhale lift, right leg shoots out, you pull back in. So halfway down, exhale up, press, and in. So with this move, really focus again on keeping those hip bones level. So making sure that your right hip bone isn't dropping or lifting too high. And you're squeezing now into the back of that left leg. So really squeezing into the left glute. Beautiful work here, guys. We've got 5. And press. Give me 4. Working into that left glute. Nice. We've got 3. Squeeze. 2 more. And on 1, bring that right leg back to tabletop. Let's go 4 pulses. Lower and lift, squeeze. 4 and 3. Go 2. And last one here, guys. Slowly roll yourself all the way down. Bring both knees into your chest. Give yourself a little rock from side to side. Maybe circle that lower part of your spine one way and then just circle it the other way. Beautiful work here, guys. And when you're ready, keep hold of your right leg. Left leg is long. Just pull that right knee in. So you're getting a nice little bit of a stretch. And when you're ready, inhale. Exhale, curl your shoulders and head off the mat, looking at that right knee. From here, hover that left leg off the mat. So when you're ready, you're going to switch legs and switch. So your aim here, guys, is to keep your head and shoulders as high off the mat as you can without letting your head and shoulders drop as you switch legs. At one point, you're not going to be holding on to anything. Your aim is to keep yourself nice and lifted. So really working into those top abdominals while still scooping out that space between your hip bones to stabilize your lower spine. Keep lifting here Nice, everyone. So you're pulling it in, and take this slowly. The slower that you go, the more control you're going to have as you're not holding on to anything. So that's when we really start to challenge those abs. Try and peel your shoulder blades even higher off the mat. And we switch for 5. Go 4. You've got this, guys. 3, 2, whatever knee you're holding, hold it there. You're going to sweep the leg up to the ceiling, slowly lower yourself down, peel yourself off that mat, relax through the shoulders. We've got 4. Nice, everyone. Let's go 3. Lift up a little higher if you can. 2. And 1, lower that leg down and switch to the opposite leg. And when you're ready, we lift and lower. So your aim here, guys, is again, keep your head and shoulders lifted. Try not to drop down, and also try not to lift too much of your sit bone off the mat. You've got 4 like this. Lift up a little higher. Let's go 3. Keep those chins tucked. 2. Nice, guys. And last one. Slowly curl yourself all the way down. Bring both knees back into your chest. Again, just give yourself a nice little cuddle. Planting your feet onto the mat. Interlace your fingers, thumbs run down the back of your neck. So just offer yourself a little bit of support. Elbows are wide, and find your neutral spine. So you've got that gap underneath your lower back. Take an inhale in, exhale to curl up towards your thighs. You hold, you march that right leg up, you lower that right leg, you march your left leg up, you lower, we curl ourselves back down. So we exhale, curl, right leg lifts and lower, left leg lifts and lower, curl yourself down. So take this nice and slow. Your aim is to keep this gap underneath your lower back the whole way through our exercise. So as you curl up, we don't squash our lower back into the mat. We keep ourselves lifted, making sure that we're not imprinting our spine. So you want to keep that neutral spine. Imagine there's like a little grape. He's just hanging out underneath your lower spine right now. And again, it's a controlled movement. So with these ab curls, the slower you go, the more focus you're going to have to work in these upper ab sections, and then these lower ones to hold your pelvis stable. So again, the slower you go, the better. It burns a little bit more, and it also means we're not using momentum. So we're really getting into those abs here. Keep your elbows wide. Nice, guys. For those of you who want to make this harder, you imprint your spine, legs come to tabletop, you do the same thing. So you curl up, but instead you just bring one down and then you switch and then come back to tabletop and you lower yourself back down. So you curl up, you lower one foot, we switch, bring back to tabletop and curl yourself back down. So you're basically doing reverse marching. Keep those elbows nice and wide as you do this. And again, lift yourself off the mat. If you are in tabletop legs here, you've squashed that grape. I don't want any gap underneath your lower back. So making sure that you're constantly in your imprinted spine. So think about tilting that pelvis towards your belly button. So you're minimizing the gap underneath your lower back. Nice work here, guys. Keep those elbows wide. Remember, if this gets too much, plant your feet back onto the mat and you can come back to those marching legs for me. Beautiful work here, guys. You've got this. Let's go 5. Elbows stay wide. Remember to breathe. 4 more. Beautiful work here. 3. Lift yourselves up a little higher if you can. Squeeze. 2. On your last one, give me 1 more, and then hold your ab curl wherever you are. We pulse 5. Pulse 4. Lift yourselves up. Let's go 3 and 2. Last one, guys. Come all the way down. Take those arms long. Take those legs long. Stretch it out. Beautiful work. From here, take an inhale in. Just feel those abs stretching across your body. And then exhale, relax. From here, you're going to roll over onto your right hand side for me. So coming into our right hand side, I want you to find your clam position. So feet directly underneath your sit bones, knees are bent. And then your arm is nice and long. From here, your top hip bone tends to roll in. We press it away. So lift that waist off the mat. Pull your toes in towards your shins. You've got a nice flexed foot. Squeeze your glutes on your inhale. Exhale, we lift this whole top leg off. So you're mirroring your bottom leg. Slowly lower down. So we exhale, squeeze, press. Inhale, lower. So with this move, a couple of things, guys. Let's start head down and then we'll work our way down our body. So head is just resting on your arm, your shoulders are away from your ears, so no hunching. Keep that chest nice and open. With your arm, you can either have it in front of you, or it can be on your hip bone, or if you want to challenge your balance, reach out to the ceiling for me. These top hip bones is always over your bottom hip bone. You're not letting this leg roll in. So you want to constantly think about this gap underneath your waist. If you're struggling to sort of keep yourself propped up, grab a cushion, jumper, just place it underneath your waist, and it's gonna sort of elevate your waist, so you're gonna stay in this position. Hip bone, like I said, keep it stacked. Your knee and your foot is constantly in line, and you're just mirroring that bottom leg. We're squeezing, so you should feel a little bit of a burn, not too much yet. You may be feeling it already, especially if you've done Pilates in the last couple of days, but I want you to really start focusing on squeezing, and we're gonna start to layer in 4. We're gonna layer in 3. Keep those shoulders nice and relaxed. Chest stays open. 2. On 1, guys, you lift that leg up. You're gonna sweep that knee forward ever so slightly. Little circles for me. So with your circles, this gap does not move. I want you to keep these hip bones stacked. I want you to try and lift your circle up a little higher. So don't let it drop down, keep it lifted. Tiny little circles. Try and keep your knee and your foot in that same line, so try not to lift it too much or too low, or lower it down. So tiny little circles here. We've got 4. Breathe. 3. Nice, guys. 2 more. On 1, let's reverse our circle, come back the other way. Tiny little circles. I want you to make them nice and controlled. Hip bones stay stable. We're not wiggling through those hips or wiggling through our lower spine. We're just working into that glute. We've got 5. Breathe. 4. Nice, guys. 3. 2. Hold that leg up on 1. You're going to straighten your leg out. Squeeze, try and kick your butt cheek. So you straighten that leg out, work the hamstring, and then try and kick your butt cheek. So you're keeping that leg nice and high here, guys. We're working into the back of your hamstring. If you can't straighten your leg, totally fine. If you've got really tight hamstrings, it's just that feeling of lengthening through the back of the leg, and then we bring that heel in, really getting into those backs of those glutes, backs of those legs. Keep yourself propped up. You've got 5. Nice, everyone. Let's go. 4. Driving it out. 3 more. Shoulders stay open. Let's go. 2. On 1, you hold it out. Turn your toes to the floor. Let's tap the floor. Squeeze, lift. Try and get your heel higher than your hip. So I want you to really focus on getting right into that center part of your butt cheek right now. Again, hip bones, keep them stable. Don't let this waist drop into the mat. Keep that internal rotation for 6. You've got this, guys. 5 more. Breathe. 4. This should be burning. 3 more. Stay with me. 2. Hold it up on 1 last little bit. You're going to turn your toes to the ceiling, turn your toes to the floor. Ceiling, floor, ceiling, floor. So corkscrewing this leg, getting right into the middle part of your butt cheek right now. We've got 5, 4, breathe. 3, 2, and last 1. Lower that leg all the way down, guys. Give it a bit of a smack. Roll onto your back for me. Oh, and just cross that right heel over your left thigh. Pull it in for a stretch. Oh, I don't know about you, but that really burnt that butt cheek. Hold this here for 4. Hold 3, 2, and last 1. From here, guys, I want you to take your arms nice and long down by your side. Imprint your spine, so tilt that pelvis towards your belly button. Bring your legs up to tabletop. Relax through your shoulders, take an inhale. Exhale, I'm going to press that right leg away, nice and long. Slowly pull back in. Left leg presses away in your exhale. You inhale, pull in. So keeping that rib cage closed, keep hollowing out that space between your hip bones. So we're not letting our lower back arch here. You're keeping everything nice and controlled. Remember, nice and slow with these movements. Relaxing through the shoulders. Try and take that leg a little lower if you can. If this gets too much, guys, just take your leg closer to the ceiling. So basically, the lower you go to the floor, the harder this becomes because you're challenging your lower spine not to arch. So you're having to work those abs a little bit harder. Nice, everyone. Let's go 5 and pull back in. You've got 4. Nice and long through the leg. 3 more. Keep your chin ever so slightly tucked. 2. On 1, inhale and carry your upper body off the mat or reach those arms long, carry on with the legs. So I want you to lift those shoulder blades as high off the mat as you can. If this gets too much, one hand can come behind your head, but I want you to try and stay lifted. Keep those shoulders relaxed. Keep them nice and open so your chest stays open. Lower spine is still glued into the mat. Beautiful work. Try and lift up a little higher. Let's go 8. Squeeze. And 7. Nice and long through the legs. 6 more. Nice, guys. And 5. Keep reaching those feet away from you. 4 more. Stay with me. Let's go 3. Peel yourself off higher. 2. On 1. Legs come back to tabletop. You pulse those arms. Squeeze. 8, 7, and 6. Lift up higher. Let's go 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one here, guys. Come all the way down. Just give yourself a cuddle. Little ab break in between legs. When you're ready, guys, you're going to roll over onto your left-hand side. If you were on your left-hand side before, please do right. Make sure that you are doing the other leg. So finding your clown position, feet directly underneath your sit bone and just lying down onto your arm. Top arm either in front of you, waist up to the ceiling. Remember, we push that hip bone away. So find length through your waist. You want to imagine both sides of your waist are the same length. So press it away. From here, guys, relax through the shoulder. Take an inhale. Exhale, we squeeze our glutes together as we take this top leg up without rolling this hip bone in, and then lower down. So we exhale, press up. Inhale to lower. So again, with this move, guys, hip bone, keep pressing it away. Keep lifting that bottom waist away from the mat. So what I want you to avoid doing, and I know I said it on the other side, as you lift up, you let this hip bone roll in and your foot goes slightly higher than your knee. You want to keep the alignment, so keep that top hip bone stacked. You keep your knee and your foot on the same height. So just lifting up at the same height, working into this right glute if you are lying on your left-hand side. If you are lying on your right-hand side, it'll be your left butt cheek. Shoulders stay nice and relaxed, chest stays open, top arm you can experiment in front of you, waist or up towards the ceiling, but we're here for 8. Keep finding length through that top waist for 7. We've got 6, working into this glute, 5 more. Nice, everyone. And 4, lift up a little higher. We've got 3. Remember to breathe. 2. And on 1, you hold that leg up. Sweep it forward ever so slightly, tiny little circles. So with your circle, check your knee and your foot on the same line, and you're circling from your butt cheek. You're not circling from your hip bone, sort of wiggling around in the socket. I want you to really think about squeezing into the glute as you lift it a little bit higher each time in that circle. Again, making sure the circle is coming from the glute and it's not coming from your hip rolling. Beautiful. Lift up a little higher if you can. Nice and controlled. And let's reverse the circle, come back the other way. Squeeze those glutes, guys. Remember to breathe. Relax through the shoulders. Chest stays open. We've got 8 and 7. Lift it up a little higher for me. 6. Breathe. 5. You should be feeling this right in the center of your butt cheek by now. 3 more. And 2. Hold it up on 1. Let's straighten that leg and then kick heel to butt cheek. So you straighten and then kick heel to butt cheek. So what this move is doing, it's getting into your hamstring. So the muscle that runs down the back of your thigh, starting to work into that glute as well. So making sure as you kick out, you're not sort of yanking it out and then driving in. It's just a nice controlled movement. And like I said on the other side, if you can't straighten your leg completely, totally fine. It's just that feeling of keeping that knee elevated and just squeezing into the back of the hamstring as you bring that heel back in. Beautiful, guys. Let's go for feeling in this glute now. And 3. Keep breathing. You've got 2. Nice, guys. And on 1, hold that leg forward. Turn your toes to the floor. We lower, squeeze, lift. As you lift, I want you to squeeze into this top glute to lift that heel off the floor. So with this waist, remember, we're not lifting up and dropping our waist into the mat. You keep your hip bones stacked. You should have this gap underneath your waist, so making sure our spine is nice and long and on the horizontal. If you are struggling to keep your waist propped up, grab that cushion, place it underneath, and let's go for another 5. And then we've got that really delightful corkscrew. You've got 4 and 3. Beautiful work, guys. 2. Hold it up on your last one. Let's corkscrew. Turn your toes to the ceiling, turn them to the floor. Ceiling, floor, breathe, ceiling, floor. Keep that gap, keep your hip bones stacked. Keep pushing that top hip bone away. We've got 5 and 4, 3. The burn is real. Let's go 2 And last one here, guys. Lower that leg all the way down. Oh my goodness, my leg has gone numb. Roll onto your backs to me and just cross that right heel over your left thigh, guys. Peel it in for a stretch. Oh, and just hold for 4, 3, 2, and last one. Rolling yourself all the way up. Last little bit. So knees are bent, feet hip distance apart. You're going to bring your hands behind you, fingertips pointing towards you. Last little bit is just going to really finish off those glutes, abs, and just get those arms going. So the closer your feet are to your body, the easier it is. I say easier, it's still really difficult. The further they are away from you, the harder this is. So just, you can play around with your feet position. But when you're ready, relax through your shoulders. Take an inhale in. Exhale, press your heels into the mat, send your hip bones up to the ceiling. You're then going to bend your elbows back behind you as you lower your hips back down. Don't tap the mat, you squeeze, press up. So with this move, guys, I want you to be looking at your knees. Don't look to the ceiling because you're going to put some pressure on your neck. So we want a double chin here. I want you to be looking at your knees, and as you lower yourself down, you bend into the elbows, you press those arms back behind you. We work into the backs of those arms, so working into our triceps. We're also working into our hamstring still. We're working into our abs. So pressing up, guys, slow lower. Like I said, if you need to make this harder, your feet, you press them further away, puts more pressure onto your arms. If you want to make it easier, step your feet closer towards your body, and it'll put a little bit more pressure onto your butt cheeks, less on your arms. You'll still be feeling arms though. So again, experiment with your feet position, but we're here for 5. Really bend into those elbows, guys. 4 more, and bend. Let's go. 3. You've got this. 2. Hold it down on 1, guys. We pulse 8 and 7. You're pulsing with those arms. 6. Breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, and last 1. Slowly lower yourself all the way down. Oh my goodness, and your fingertips away from you. Just start to open up through the chest. You may want to just pedal out your hands. They feel quite nice just to open up through the chest and just pull your shoulders away from your ears. Almost trying to squeeze your shoulder blades together. Hold for 4, 3, 2, and when you're ready, just give yourself a big hug. So loop those arms underneath your thighs. Pull yourself away and just hold for 4. Hold 3, 2, and last 1. From here, guys, flip yourselves over. Be mindful of your arms. They may be a bit like jelly. Come into your 4-point kneeling. Tuck all 10 toes under and just press your hip bones up to the ceiling for me. Pedal out the backs of your legs. So feeling a nice deep stretch down those hamstrings. We hold 4. Hold 3, 2, and last 1 here, guys. Slowly start walking your hands to your feet. Keeping your knees soft. Once you get to your feet, let your head hang. We're just going to roll ourselves up on the count of 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Ooh, once you get to the top, guys, big shoulder roll for me. Both arms to the ceiling, palms together. Hunch those shoulders, relax your shoulders, relax your arms, and we are done for your full body workout. Thank you for joining me, and I will see you next time. Bye, everyone.